talking to me. I mean, hemp really is an amazing plant. People use the whole thing. And I'm actually now, thanks to Ryan, I really appreciate it, I'm exploring hemp plugs for my hair.
The long strands.
Long plugs. Andy, you ready?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Slowly. Well,
All right. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate this thing called life. And I swear I just saw mine flash right before my eyes, and I hope that one was not ending right there, but luckily she's all right, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. One of my heroes recently just died. Her name was Lynn Margulis. She was an evolutionary microbiologist, married to Carl Sagan. She pioneered the theory of symbiogenesis with James Lovelock. She was one of the preeminent scientists of the 20th century. She just passed away, and so I wrote a brief article for Huffington Post on life's most amazing invisible secrets. And when Steve sent out his second plug for speakers, I was like, sure, I'll come talk about, the 10 most amazing things that life has to offer. But of course, with 5 minutes, I can't do them all. So as I was driving over here, I was thinking, gosh, how do you cram 3 billion years of evolution and decades of scientific research and hundreds of pages into 5 minutes of something that anyone would care about at a party? And I was thinking, it turns out that life really is about drinking and smoking and casual sex. This will do well. So it turns out that none of us is an individual organism as much as an entire civilization. There are billions and billions of cells inside you. In your mouth right now are more bacteria than there are people in the entire city of Los Angeles, even if you just brush your teeth. Billions and billions of cells inside you. Each one is their own organism. Each one has its own taste. Each one is sharing, breathing, exchanging, replicating, dividing, growing, and repairing you from the inside out. Life itself is this amazing evolutionary journey. And it starts, and its key foundation is single-celled organisms, like bacteria. There are billions of bacteria all around us. And the amazing thing about bacteria is they can evolve by swapping genes horizontally. So what this means is you could show up, if you're a bacteria, at a party with blonde hair, and you could have an interaction with someone else at the party and walk away with brown hair. Or you could have another interaction with someone else and come away with a different color skin or taller legs or extra arms. And the thing about bacteria is they're far more diverse than we are. So if you're a bacteria, it's more like you could show up to the party with red eyeballs and green wings and a curly tail, and multiple interactions later you could have 5 blue eyeballs and 1 red wing and no tail. And then you could just go home and divide. 40 minutes later there'd be twice of you, and 40 minutes later, and it goes on and on. In fact, all the bacteria in the world could be considered a single species. So when it comes to humans versus bacteria, let's just think about this for a second. They were here first. There's many, many more of them. There's many, many more different kinds of them. They can swap genes, evolve in minutes, replicate exponentially, and basically live forever. And they're inside every single one of your cells, and you wouldn't live without them for a minute. So let's just hear it for the little people. little people that are inside each of us. So, how did this all get started? Pop quiz. Life evolved on land or in the water? Water. We all know that, right? Life evolved by drinking. Life evolved by floating around and developing little cellular membranes that you could capture sugar molecules in and then break those down. Fermenting was the first way we got energy. Basically drinking. And that worked for, billions of years, until through all this casual sex, some engineering bacteria figured out that they could actually take sunlight and break apart water and release carbon dioxide and make carbohydrates, right? And they started releasing oxygen into the atmosphere, right? They're breaking this down and releasing oxygen. Oxygen is a highly volatile molecule. oxygen burns, oxygen rusts, oxygen tears things apart. Thank you. And so, through more casual sex, and when this happened, they started photosynthesizing. The entire atmosphere was carbon dioxide, like Mars, like Venus today. But our atmosphere is oxygen because they figured out how to absorb it, right? Everybody take a deep breath for me. That's good shit, isn't it? 95% of the species on the planet died until through more casual sex, some bacteria learned how to smoke oxygen. 16 times more energy. A highly volatile molecule. A lot of energy that we get out of oxygen. And that's what brings us here today to a world where smoking, drinking, and casual sex is what makes the world go round, scientifically speaking, at a microscopic level, which is apparently, according to the microbiologist, where it really counts. Any questions?
What's the scariest thing involving bacteria we should be afraid of?
Oh, probably those super germs that are breeding outside of hospitals because we keep using these antibacterial drugs that try to kill things, but then they don't. You know, I'm scared about the soap. Part of me is like, hey, I should use the soap. I don't want to get sick. And then part of me is like, I'm probably just making things worse. But not for me. So, hey. Right, yes.
Are you a professor?
I have been a professor, yeah.
I'm just curious how you got into this.
Oh, I write for Huffington Post. I worked in sustainability for years and years. I gave a fun talk a while ago. I've given up teaching, but I do it when I can for fun.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
Scientifically speaking, is all sex casual?
Scientifically speaking, if you can swap genes with anybody at the party, that's casual. If you have to actually go home and form a relationship with that person and then bond and then actually give a baby and then care for that baby, that's the serious side of things. So I'll let you decide where you want to play. Anybody else? I guess we've solved it then. Thank you.
Careful, that's a doozy. It's not so fun. Never joke about it.
Fun, huh?